What's up, DJ fan? Welcome to another video on our channel. Welcome to another episode of Start to Spin. My name is Diego, also known as DJ Pretty Boy, alongside my boy Shay, also known as DJ Shay. And together we open this spot to talk about DJ related content such as product reviews, tips and tricks, just tell our stories and share it with you guys so we can share some knowledge. So if you're a new DJ or a seasoned DJ, this is the spot to be. And with that being said, let's roll this intro. Yo, what up, fam? Welcome to another video in our channel. Well, actually, another live, in our channel. And today we have a very, I want to say important topic, but at the same time, not a lot of DJs like this kind of topic. So that's why we decided to brought it in here, and it's the question is, do you do games at weddings or quinceañeras or whatever type of event you do, like corporate events? Do you do games? What do you think are the pros and the cons of doing games, and what do you get out of it, right? So these things are good to keep in consideration. I know that there's a whole bunch of DJs that don't like doing games. They think it's just a waste of time, a killer. And there's other ones that love doing games because there's a reasoning behind it. So we're gonna go ahead and talk about that today. And as you see, we have Shay that does not like doing games, or doesn't believe that games should be involved. So and then me, I have done games, and I do tell my clients, or bring it up to my clients to implement one or two games depending on the crowd and the vibe. But essentially what we want to do is we want to talk about the good and the bad about this. And so Shay, go ahead and tell us, why don't you think that having games in your events are beneficial, and what's your thought process about that?
Yes, I wouldn't say I don't think that they're beneficial. I don't like doing games myself, and I think a part of the reason why is mainly because I'm a DJ and I don't have an MC with me. So I know you just said that you ask couples if they're doing games and whatnot. I do the other way. I purposefully I don't ask them about the games, but if they were to bring it up, if they're oh, okay, we're planning on doing a game, I'm not gonna say no. I'll just, okay, yeah, the thing with the games is that I'm going to be behind the DJ booth, so I'm not going to be able to MC and kind of lead that game. Be out in the crowd and doing the game with you guys if that's what you want to do. So if I tell them that if they want to do a game, then either have some family member or have somebody designated to lead that game, and I'm going to just be managing the music, And so that's kind of how I approach it. I find that I have games come up in baby showers the most commonly. When I haven't done many baby showers, but come up in those. I haven't had a real game at a wedding. I only similar to a game I've had is the anniversary dance, which we all know, I guess, is kind of a game. And so yeah, I'm my buddy says say no to games, so I'm in that boat, but I won't encourage games. If they ask for games, I'll tell them I won't be the one that can lead the game, but I won't tell them no games allowed at my events, kind of a thing, All
right, so
also, what's up, buddy?
Yeah, hey, what's up, buddy? Thank you for showing up, and thank you for your comment.
Yeah, I guess shout out last week for hopping on the show too. For Buddy hopping on the show last week, that was a great episode.
Thank you for hopping on the show last week. And so Buddy is on the no game scenario. I don't know if it's easier for you, Buddy, to write in the message why not? What's your thought process about it? In my case, I think that games are somewhat fun to do at certain events. Not every event. It's it depends on the vibe, and then obviously previous conversation with the client and the type of people that are gonna be in the event. But some pros that I think it's beneficial to use games. It's because one, it can break the ice. It helps like guests that are like to mingle, especially if they don't know each other. So that's one reason. And also
Let
like
me
for the
ask you
MC.
first. Are you talking about like all events in general? Are you talking like weddings or like other non-weddings, or are you just talking about events in general?
No, well, mainly weddings, because you're not gonna know everyone that you're sitting with in the table. Like, yeah, there's family and there's friends, but you might be sitting in a table with, like, you're a friend of the groom. They're not gonna seat you with the family. They'll seat you with like other friends. So you might not know some people in your area where you're sitting, and so on. So, and also it helps the MC or the DJ grab your attention and break the ice. There's always this barrier between the DJ and the crowd until we at DJs or of an MC, if you have one, breaks that. And then it's more smooth, and it becomes an easier task for people to like trust you, and they come up to you and ask for requests for songs or whatever. So I think it's a great way to break the ice. It also helps keeping guests engaged, and because it prevents downtime, especially. And the reason why I offer or I ask if they want to do games, it's mainly for dinner, because dinner, it's always an hour long. Nobody takes an hour to eat. No one. You know what I'm saying? Like, the slowest eater might take 40 minutes. The slowest. And then you got some people like me that can eat in like 5. Like, I you know what I'm saying?
But
Like,
in with dinner though, the scenarios I've had is, if dinner ends early, like, if dinner you just, if it starts ending early, you just open the dance floor up earlier, because
well,
usually it's like dinner and then followed by dance floor most of the time. Or sometimes it'll be, I've had like a short dinner, like a 30-minute dinner, and then while people are eating, they'll do some more speeches, or something else that, not like the first dance. The first dance have already happened or something. Then they'll do dinner, and then there'll be some speeches and stuff followed by open dance floor. So with dinner, I feel like, most of the time it's just, if just you can cut down dinner and start dance floor time earlier.
yes, but I mean, I don't know if how it works, but at least in my community or the people that I've worked with, dinner is always an hour. It is set to an hour. Like, if so,
Hmm.
you don't want like, yeah, speeches are gonna go in during dinner, and it's usually they eat for, let's say, the first 20 minutes, right? Everybody's eating, and then through that, speeches happens. But then after that, there's like 40 more minutes, and then within those, I like to tell them, hey, we can do this, the shoe game, or we can do the picture dash. I like the picture dash at the end. So I'm like, look, we can do a picture dash. Majority of the clients don't know what it is. So I just tell them, you two are running to every single table, taking a quick picture with everyone. That warms up the crowd, like gets them up in the, out of the table, and then, like, has a little movement, get some, blood pumping. And then right after that, boom, you go to, like, like, to your first set of dancing. So
Hmm.
it's another way to keep the guests engaged and not like be so boring. Because honestly, I'm sorry, but speeches are boring.
Yeah,
It
the
could be
speeches
it
happen
can
though. It's
be
like whether you, they're always
it can
gonna
be
happen.
heartfelt and lovey dovey, but speeches are boring. Nobody really cares
Yeah. Then
besides the
anyway,
family.
let's hit these comments. So Smiley says, "What's up, yo? What's up, Smiley? And thanks for stopping by." And then Buddy says, "And sometimes it becomes a circus. It feels like a big top look at me thing."
It,
Yeah.
it could be. It could be. So again, games have pros, but it also have cons. But I'm just right now touching base on the cons. I mean the pros, sorry, and then I'll probably like touch base on what I think it's the con about it. But go ahead and hit Smiley's
Yeah. And
question.
Smiley says, "We've done the shoe game one time, doing the picture dash this Saturday." Yeah, I've never led the shoe game. I've like I said, whenever there's a game, I tell them, if you guys want to do a game, it's it's your wedding, it's totally up to you. But have somebody else like dedicated to lead the games. That's how I handle it. And then he said client asked for Crazy Frog, the Axel F song. That's a funny song. I haven't heard that song in a long time. That a boat lighting tube.
Oh
Maybe
no,
maybe that and a boat
that,
lighting tube.
no, that's a Timu tube.
Oh, that one back there. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
no,
It does look like one.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, but no,
Um,
I kind of agree. I mean, what I've seen happen, right? Like, I think something like the picture dash. That like, oh, actually, buddy says right here too. He says that's not a game. That I agree. Like that I consider that kind of like the anniversary dance. You know, like I don't really consider that like a game per se. When I think of game, I'm thinking like, you know, one of those things where they're doing like a table based competition. Like, you know, they have to go get something from the crowd, and then, you know, you're calling up volunteers to like come to the front and, okay, go get a baby sock, and then so you have to go run into the crowd and bring that, and then it gets all like all woo, like everyone gets crazy kind of a thing, you know. Those kind of games. Or I don't even do games. I can't think of any other examples, but yeah, I think like the picture dash is when it's kind of centered, or the shoe game too, you know, like it's kind of centered more around the bride and groom. Those kind of
yeah.
games I think are more acceptable versus a game like you're trying to, you know, getting all the crowd involved, and they're like, no, we won, no, we were first, we were this, and they all start yelling at you and stuff. Like I've seen that
Yeah.
happen, and then
Well,
it gets too crazy.
okay, so I understand what you guys saying, but to me, the picture that it is a game, because if you finish, if you get like because there's a time frame. If the point is for the couples to go around the whole venue taking pictures with everyone before the song ends. So in every game there's a winner and a loser. Obviously, we're not gonna make them lose. We're gonna extend the song for them to get it. Like I had to do that once. There was, I
Yeah,
want
so
to say,
there's not a winner and a loser then.
no, there's always a winner. There's a winner.
The bride or the groom.
Yeah, they're the winner. So it's a game, because it's there's a if there's a winner and a loser, it's a game. So that's how I see it. To me, it's a
But then
game.
if then you're modifying the rules for them too. But he said you need to upgrade to an Astera light like me. LOL. Yeah, I don't know what brand that one is back there, but
Well, buddy, this don't work just fine. Look,
that's not
look how much
Astera
power
for sure.
it works. I mean,
Maybe
I
that,
just use it for here though. I'm not gonna take it. I don't like tubes for my events. I personally don't like it, but I just use it here because I just needed some light. That's why I got it. But
so what other games like have you done, or do you recommend to clients to do?
those are the two ones that I've done. All like I've offered. Well, no, I don't want to say I offer because I don't offer. But if they say, "Hey, do you have any ideas? Like, well, what can we do during dinner?" I do tell them, "Oh, look, we've done the shoe game, and we have done the picture dash. I like the picture dash more than the shoe game. The shoe game, it's what the shoe game.
Dude,
It's
the shoe
good
game
too
is so
because
boring. I don't get the shoe game. I'm like, this is so boring, dude.
well, you get the crowd involved too, because once you ask the question to who, let's say who is the worst driver, everyone in the venue is like Mark or Kelly, like, and then they start putting their shoe up or whatever, and then everybody starts laughing and stuff. So it's kind of fun and funny, but I like the picture that's better because there's more movement.
Yeah,
Like
there's more
you have to
movement.
go to every single table and everybody is like trying to like set up and whatever, and it's so quick that like what, like 5 minutes and then it's done, depending on how many people you have and like how big the venue is. But like I was saying, for one couple, it was, I want to say they had like 20 tables, 20 tables or 15
Wow.
tables, whatever. But so as they were going around, the song was almost over. So I just extended it like another, because obviously I'm not gonna, if it stops then they can't take pictures with the rest of the crowd. So I literally had extended to, like, now I have it set up to, like, if I see that it's taking longer, I just extend it, and then obviously we win. And then I have people who's always saying, all right guys, we've never lost this challenge, so let's not let this one be the first one. So let's go and, like, and everybody's just cracking up and having fun while doing it. So I think it's just like a great thing. I mean, I know a lot of people don't like it, but I
Yeah,
think it's a good warm up.
Yeah, just I think it just depends on like the crowd and the vibe. You know,
Yeah,
some crowds, if they're just like trying to keep it more classy, but I think the more family. You know, there's some bridegrooms, right? There's just more family friendly. They want to make like have everyone involved. Um,
exactly.
you know,
So
then
again,
they
it
they
really
might
depends
prefer
on the
that.
crowd. It really depends on the crowd, and then this is why you have a previous conversation with your clients, depending on what they want and what they're looking for. This could be implemented in the event. It also, it also allows you to have to give them a personal touch to the wedding, including this type of interactions with the
Yeah,
crowd.
that's why I won't say no to the games. You know, like I'm not gonna
Mhm.
be like, oh no, I don't do games at all. You know, like I don't you can't do any games if you want me as your DJ. I'm not like that. But I also don't recommend them or offer them as an idea like on my planning thing. Like it sounds like you have these suggestions for them. I'm curious to hear if Buddy's still here. Do you like you said no say no to games? So do you say no to clients if they ask you to play a game, or do you mean that you don't like you just don't recommend doing them like without them asking?
But sure, let me ask you a question though. Let's say that the client says they want to do the games. Would you hire someone like a roadie to come with you and just play the song while you talk, so you can
No,
be out there?
I would
No,
tell them that like I can't. It's only gonna be me. So if the game is something like you
you
need
wouldn't
me
go out of
out
your
in
way.
what?
You wouldn't go out of your way to do that for them.
No, dude, I wouldn't because I'm like I don't know what the game they want is first of all, and some of these games you have to get so involved. They'd be like they want like a
Hold on,
team.
obviously
They
no.
want
Well, like
people coming up.
I'm talking about, let's say, the shoe game where you read 10 questions. That's
Yeah,
it.
yeah. If it's something like that, but I don't kind of give them a chance to like get to that point. I just say like with any games like if it's getting more involved like that, I always say I do basic emceeing, so just like announcements, introducing the next speech, stuff like that, and then if there's anything else like you need me to get out in front of the crowd or like lead something, then I recommend have like a family member or like a good friend, somebody who's charismatic lead that. So then at that point it's like okay if they're doing the shoe game or this or that I would have them do that with that person
Okay.
because I wouldn't like I mean yeah the shoe game I can do from behind the booth but then it's like when they say game are they talking about the shoe game are they talking about like some like I said that game like the finding game where you have to like find stuff in the crowd and then
So
like
I wouldn't go to that extent because that type of game to me it feels like a kids party type
yeah
of
I've
game.
seen I've
You
seen
know.
people like do
So
that or like want to do that stuff so
when
I'm like
when they ask me what type of games, the only ones I do or say or offer, it's because I don't want to say offer because I don't provide it. It's just like shoe game, big, and then I explain why, and it's just simple. And the picture dash. Period. That's it. That's the only two games that I think, at least for weddings, they best fits. The other ones that go around and grab it from a table, whatever. Like, no, I don't know. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't feel comfortable doing that because I'm not a clown.
Yeah, or like trivia questions and stuff. Like who knows like which table knows the crowd the best, and then you have to ask like questions about the crowd and stuff. Like I've
Yeah,
you know I've had
that's an icebreaker. And you know who does that? Like Jason. Jason does a
oh
lot of
Jason,
games.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
he has a lot of those games. Like, hopefully he hops on here and he can talk
Yeah,
about it.
you can
But
see his connect. But he
he
says that's
does.
something you should know way before the day. Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's definitely things. This is like part of the timeline. But what we're kind of debating is that if in the planning meetings and the consultation meetings they ask you to do games, right? We're not talking the day of. So then at that point, that's when I usually tell them that I'd recommend you having somebody
So
somebody from the
it's in,
family do
it's in Buddy's contract, $500 for games.
that. Yeah, that if you do the day of. Yeah, because that's the thing. I mean, day of, like, when you're solo, right? You got to be changing the music, the mics, right? If somebody's out there with the mic and you got to change the levels, the feedback happens. Like, I need to be by the booth. That's what I tell them. So my first priority is to be managing the music. So
Mhm.
whatever I do from behind the booth is just like the basic stuff. But if we're talking about doing games and like some people want an MC. Like if you see I'm sure you see in social media, there's like MCs. Like I mean, Pee Wee kind of does it too, but you're in the middle of the stage. You're walking up to the tables. You're interacting with people like
Yeah.
individual people. like, I can't do that because I need to be by the music. So that's what I tell them, and then I tell
So
them that have
that's
your
my
own.
thing. If you know that, like, they want to hire you, and they're you hear in your previous meetings with them, their expectation is like, for you to be more involved with the crowd. Would you hire a roadie so you don't lose this? Because it's not like
No, because
you're,
the problem is, I mean, look, if there was someone, like, if I had a peewee, right, like somebody that I knew how they do things, but
uh-huh.
if I didn't have someone in mind, and then I had to like find somebody, but I don't know what their work, what they're like as an MC. I don't know if I can rely on them. It's like I wouldn't, unless there was somebody who I like work with, and
But
I'm
not,
comfortable
maybe
with.
not
I would.
MC for you. You MC and have them just press play on the song that you want them to play.
Yeah, same thing. I mean, I would need them to I would need to know them a little bit better. For that, it's a little bit less, but I want to have worked with them before. I don't
Uh-huh.
have anyone like that. And then yeah, I mean, I don't want to be like the way Buddy said it, like, it becomes like a circus. Like I'm in the middle of the stage and I'm going up to everybody and being like that. Woohoo! Look at me, got a guy like. I'm, I'm not into that too much. So
Yeah.
I
So
hop on the mic. I don't get me wrong. Like I said, I do the emceeing and stuff, but in terms of like being that guy out in front of everybody, dude. One time I went to a gig with another DJ, and there was this MC, and he would literally like be singing. He was like, during a wedding, one of the things in the timeline was like, okay, now the MC sings a song. So then the MC is like singing a song, and everybody in the crowd is like watching him, and like, like as if he's doing a performance. And then the whole night, this dude is on the microphone. At the last song of the night was him singing a song, and like everybody around the bride and groom again. I'm like, this is. I've seen MCs go like, way like showman type of stuff, and it's like, I don't know. That idea is just. Maybe in the future, maybe I get more comfortable, but yeah, right now I wouldn't be down to be like that
that
MC in the middle.
that's one thing I wouldn't allow is having someone being on the mic for like ever. Like, no.
Yeah,
Sometimes like, when we're DJing, I'm DJing whatever. Sometimes Pee does tend to get a little bit too hype, and I feel like he's too much on the mic. I just turn off his volume, and then he already knows. But then, like, it's rare. It's very rare.
yeah.
But it's just like, it's just that feeling that you get, like, okay, I feel like maybe he needs, just gotta like let the
Yeah, like
music on,
you
Yeah.
overdoing it.
So, but it's
Yeah,
like,
so it's
to
not. I
me,
mean, I
it
think I
happened
think I
like
mean, definitely. If
it's
there's
happened like
someone, maybe,
twice.
to work with an MC, you have to know them a little bit better, and then especially because then that like I was like when we talked about it, when people think of LRE, they probably think of Pee Wee because he's the one in the front and center most of the time, and
Yeah,
and then you're in the back, so the MC kind of becomes your brand. So if you're working with an MC, like, you got to make sure that person is, so I wouldn't work with some random MC. Yeah, maybe if I wanted to be on the mic and in front of everyone's faces, then it's easier to hire someone to just play the songs.
yeah.
But I'm not too big on being the
And
center of attention at someone's wedding.
that's exactly what I mentioned this before. Almost every single time the party's over, Pee Wee's getting like the praises, the praises. They're like, "Oh man, thank you so much. You guys did amazing." But just they talking to him, right?
Yeah, yeah,
And I'm like in the back, just like putting my cables away. They doing my
yeah.
thing,
You're the
whatever.
guy. You're the guy that presses the buttons.
Yeah, I'm just there pressing buttons and carrying
Yeah,
stuff. But but I don't mind it as long as the client is happy. I don't care what happened. I don't want to say I'm not a people's person, but I'm like, once the gig is done, I want to pack everything up and leave.
yeah. You get out of there, and then
Pee
you're
Wee is
silent.
more
You're silent on the way back. The drive is
yeah,
silent.
Pee Wee is more social. He's very social, very out there. He's more involved with the crowd. He likes, he has of
Yeah, the
like
aura. Yeah.
aura of the people. I don't. I go in, do my thing as fast as I can. Like, tear everything up, put it in the car, let's go. Like, that's
Yeah.
me. But it
Smiley
also
says,
helps. It's a
Smiley says
it's,
that's definitely true. My homie is the MC mainly, but we take turns mixing. Yeah, I've seen that a lot of MCs that do both. You know, like they can DJ too, but they mainly just turn into an MC. And yeah,
Mhm.
I think I'm more of a. That's why I'm MC also. So I'm more of a people person, and I'll be there at the gig, like, you know, and then having that lavish booth, like on a podium kind of booth, really helps with that, because you really feel like you're there with the crowd.
Yes.
So that it's like, you know, I'm kind of vibing. I'm like more like interacting with people, but I'm not like to the level of these, like, you know, you see dedicated MCs that are just like in the middle of the crowd the whole night, you know, like
Yeah.
on the mic, and like looking at people in the eyes and dancing with them and stuff. You know, like I don't do it at that level. I'm kind of like, I'd say probably in the middle of what you do, and then what like a true MC does.
Yeah. So you go ahead, read buddies.
Yeah, Buddy says I DJ and MC. Tracy MCs as well. We split it up. Yeah, and then, you know, everyone has their own style. You know, so it's like, you know, I doubt Buddy or Tracy are like out in the middle of the crowd like jumping around with everybody during the dance floor either. You know, it just depends on your style, and then that kind of becomes the brand for your company too. You know, like, all right, these are the guys that are gonna like party with you. These are the guys that are kind of gonna, you know, chill. You know, be in the background, hype everyone up here and there, but not like woo, like, you know, screaming into the mic and stuff like that.
Yeah. So what are the type of like we party well people parties like he's in the crowd and like so I guess that's what a lot of like people see and they like that the fact that
Yeah,
we do that
and
and
then
like
we'll
we
book
do
you
get the
for the next
crowd
one.
involved but while dancing we get the crowd involved we play with them and when I say we play is like music wise like
Mm,
they come up to us or they come up to him asking for songs because that's another thing when I'm DJing I don't really like when people come up to me because I feel
yeah,
like they're like they stopping my flow so
you look less
they can
friendly to
go
them.
yeah they can go up to him or when I take red they can tell red and then he can come up to me and tell me like what song they want or whatever and then
Yeah.
I'll just see wherever best fit I play it but that's those are the things that it's the benefit of having more people with you coming to an event
Well,
like
so
if
that's what
you're
I think. I think it's interesting because you're out of everyone here. You seem the most comfortable with games, but then you also have like the dedicated MC. You know, so that might
Mhm.
play into it. Like if you were alone, then you maybe understand why it's like less. You'd be less likely
Well,
to like recommend doing games.
now think about it this way the games that I recommend I can do myself because I don't need to go out I can read the questions behind my booth or the picture dash there's not really much to say all I have to do is say we're going to do a picture dash and explain the game behind the booth and
Yeah,
then play the song and let it go so I could do it myself I'm just not comfortable in the microphone I
yeah,
don't feel like I have the voice to be an MC. I hype though. Don't get me wrong. Once the party starts, I hop on the mic and I be hyping every now and then, very slightly. Every now and then, I hop on the mic and I say little things or like put your hands up or like let's feel it, dance, whatever it comes into my head at
yeah,
that time that I want to speak. But when it comes to like, because MCing is an art. Not anyone can MC. I'm not saying it's impossible because with
yeah.
practice everything can happen you can do anything with practice but MCing it's hard it's hard to be in front of
That's
like
hard.
200-300 people everybody looking at you it's not an easy task and
Yeah,
that's another thing that would help with your no not that will help but that's another coming into cons of having games it's one you need to have the right host you need to have the right person the MC to do this or the right DJ to do this type of engagement because a bad execution can mess up or kill the mood you
yeah,
feel me and another thing with cons is that it can get disrupted it can disrupt the flow of the event if it's not properly set up another thing is not everyone likes likes games or not everyone is will be into like playing the game and another thing that you brought up it takes away from dancing like those 5-10 minutes whatever or however long bless you or however long your game takes or lessest, it takes time from the dancing portion. So that's
Yeah.
another thing to keep in consideration. And it also, again, and it might not fit every single type of event. Bless you.
Thank you.
It not might take, it won't probably fit your
Damn.
wedding
Hold on.
or
Wait.
your quince or whatever. So those are some cons that you can take in consideration if you decide to, if you want to do it or if you don't want to do it, and so for example, like some games, like I already said, the shoe game. There's also, I've seen a DJ with or at an event, they did a musical chair dance off.
Mm.
So that was weird. I've never seen that in a wedding, but I saw that
Yeah,
time I
exactly.
saw it.
Stuff like that.
They
Well,
have
let's see
another.
what Buddy said. She does the grand entrance and speeches. So saying Tracy does the grand entrance and speeches. And then I can
That's
see Shay with that wireless DJ booth and rocking the mic. Dude, have you seen this wireless DJ booth?
Which one? No.
Dude, hold on. Let me pull it up. This thing is hell. This thing.
Wireless DJ booth.
If this is the same thing that Buddy's talking about, hold up, dude. Dude, so there's this literally like a DJ booth on wheels. Look at this guy.
I can't see.
Oh, you can't see this?
No.
Oh, wait, hold on. Oh, wait. Remove this?
You have to add it to the stage.
Yeah, there we go. All right, look at this guy. Look at this booth, and
Mhm.
it's literally on wheels. Look at this. So it's this. You can't hear the music, but he's wirelessly transmitting the music to the speakers,
Uh-huh.
and all this stuff is so he's got the QSCs there, and so the music is going to those, and he can move the DJ booth around like this and like go onto the dance floor and stuff.
I see Buddy doing that. That's something Buddy could do.
Dude, that's crazy, dude. I don't know. I don't know if that's gonna catch on, man, because actually the lavish booth could be mostly wireless.
Yeah,
If you put it on wheels.
because we both have it, but if we literally just buy the power bank thing, the I think it's like $700, the Jackery, yeah, and then just put it, instead of having a totem, we have one of those things.
Yeah, the same.
You can
kind of
put
thing
it
that
in and make it wireless. You can
that's what that guy did.
literally make it
But I couldn't find that one. But there's a video of him like in the middle of the dance floor. So like all the dance floors around him, and he's like dancing around and DJing with that. And then it's sending the signal wirelessly to his speakers in the back.
That's crazy, but it's also scary because you could get some feedback, or cuts. So
now wireless. I mean, you can't do it like an X Vive, but if you have like the really good wireless stuff. But yeah, I don't know how much worth it that is. Like why would you want to be in the dance floor when you literally could be right next to the dance floor?
No, Buddy's right. It's a clown show. Look at me.
So he says musical chairs. Is like, yeah, dude, musical chairs at a wedding. He says a clown show. Look at me. Yeah, I think so. The theme with Buddies is that like you're not trying to be a circus clown. Whether you're doing this, whether you're leading some crazy ass games.
Another game that I seen, it's the sing or spin. It's like a DJ game. So
I haven't heard of that one.
If I guess won't sing, they have to like dance.
Oh, those are the kind of games that I'm like, this is getting a little.
Yeah, to me those are stupid, but I seen it. Like I seen it.
Really? I never seen that, dude. I'm like, those are things like, oh, can you lead some games? And they tell me to lead a game like that. I'll be like, what the hell is this?
Okay, so this one, there's another one. I don't consider this, to me, this is not a game. Oh, even though the couple win money, but it's not a game. The money dance. It's not a. I don't consider it a game.
Dollar dance.
Oh yes, or the dollar dance, whatever. And then the one that you said, like the battle of the tables.
Yeah, battle of the tables.
That one, I wouldn't do. I think
one thing I'll say is some these are two things I've heard is like, sometimes when it's like, the tables have to be excused for the buffet or whatever. Some people have said, oh, make it a game. Like the winner of the table that wins gets to go to the buffet first. But I would not recommend doing that, because you're gonna have hungry people, and then if you mess up, like your judging is off or something like, something becomes unfair, like some team says they're first, people will actually get upset because they're hungry, they actually want to go eat,
You're gonna have
and then
people
now
mad
they're the last table because they lost the game or something. So don't fall into that trap. Don't put any games like that actually have outcomes like you get to go to the dinner table first. Like if a client asks, if that's the case, if a client says something like that, I would strongly recommend and tell them like that's not a good idea, and here's why. That's one of the things I would push back on for games wise, for sure.
Yeah. So, but also, if you're trying to implement games, I say like stay away from like cringe type of games. Like for example, some of like the too complicated games, or because you can
Yeah,
get you
too
can lose the
complicated.
guest's interest, or like old games such as like that the chicken dance. Like if you don't do this or that, then you have to dance the chicken dance. Like that's whack.
At a
You know,
wedding.
or
Okay, so
yeah, at a wedding.
Probably says, because Buddy has a response to that too. He says 360 booth works too. It's not really a game, but gets the crowd pumping. Yeah, like as a icebreaker or something. And then, dude, what kind of wedding were you at? He says, well, the chicken dance game wedding. What kind of wedding was that?
Hey, you'd be surprised at the things that you see around this area.
Yeah, that's crazy. Dude, doing a
Especially if
game
the
like
wedding
that
is at a farm.
at a bar. That's why they're doing chicken dance. Yeah, that's why I'm like, like if you're doing games like that, like just like that's what I'm like. Okay, like hey, it's your wedding, but I can't lead this kind of a game. So if you guys want to do that, just have a friend or a family member that knows how to play the game, like have them lead that, and then that way I'm completely disconnected from it. So if the game goes south, which everyone starts yelling and oh no, this is unfair, and I was first, and I'm totally
Yo,
disconnected from that.
that definitely happens.
Yeah, that happens. That's
There's
crazy.
always that one person that is like sore loser,
They're competitive people. You
always
never
like
know.
pissed off for like,
Yeah,
hey, bro, it's a
they are.
game. Like, chill out.
Yeah,
It
that's why I distance myself from games if they're happening.
Yeah, well, I mean those type of games, yeah. But like I said, like the shoe game. That's
Yeah,
well, I guess
it's more centered around the couple. So
yeah.
there's not you're not involving the crowd members. Once you start involving the crowd, it's like
Well,
you
you
got
invo-
200
you
people or something.
involve them, you involve the crowd members. However, it's not like someone's gonna get mad
Yeah, yeah,
at like losing, because
because it's
it's
only the crowd.
like
The
you
bride and
you
groom are
ask them
only
questions
competitors.
and they get to choose which person is that answers the question best, or like the picture dash. Everyone's gonna take a picture with the couple anyways, and then it's a win-win situation because the photographer gets a picture of the couple with every single table.
Hmm.
So they get a picture, you get a picture, you get a picture, you get like everybody. So I think those two are like my top, the ones that I'm very comfortable of doing, because I already know I've done it so much that I know when to do it. Another thing, it's timing. It has to be at the perfect time. You can't just throw it here or there. Like perfect timing when you do like this type of games. And also, again, the environment. It needs to be the right type of people, the right environment, and that's something that you start reading at like as people are coming in for cocktail hour, or as soon as reception. Once you start seeing like the ceremony part or the cocktail hour, you start. I don't know how you guys do it, but for me, like everything start my crowd reading skills starts as the ceremony starts. I see people coming in, and I start just checking
Yeah,
every single person that walks in and how like their flow.
start judging them.
Yeah, I'm just looking at their flow
All
and be
right,
like, okay, this
this
one,
guy's
this
gonna be a
one,
problem for me. This guy's gonna get drunk and come up and request 500 songs.
yeah. So there's always that person that you see and you're like, man, this one. I need to get in the good side.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Like, so there's always that type of that person. But
So in terms of like common games, right? So you talked about the two for you are the shoe game and then the picture dash. So
yes,
the one
for
that
wedding.
I've had to do, it's not, I don't even know if you call it a game, but the anniversary dance. So how do you guys usually do the anniversary dance? Because I know traditionally, right, it's like everybody on the dance floor, and then
Mhm.
you start weeding them out until the couple who's been married the longest is left, and then there's only one couple left. But
You,
the problem with that is then there's no one else on the dance floor. Like everybody's gone except that one couple. So then if I'm trying to start the dance floor again, it's like, all right, now everybody come back to the dance floor when you already had everyone there in the first place. So I've thought about doing it backwards, but I want to see what you guys thought about it.
so funny thing about this one. So at a wedding I did, we had that plan, like an anniversary dance, right?
Mm-hmm.
Kanto, like once we announced the anniversary dance, no one in the crowd was married. No one. Or if they were divorced, or like, like the husband or wife
Oh,
passed away, whatever.
okay.
But
So that's another
nobody
reason
had a couple. So
they were
once
divorced.
we
That's
announced it,
awkward. And you're like,
but we talked about this with the client, and they said they wanted to do it, but nobody had like nobody was a couple. So we were like, so when people announced it, nobody got up, and then everybody was like, no one here has a significant other. We were like, all right,
dang,
well, they were like, no one
skip
here.
it. So you just skipped it.
Yeah, and then we just went like, oh wow, that is crazy. All right then, so let's go ahead and just open the
That's
dance
funny.
floor. So we just like open the dance floor.
Oh,
But
that's funny,
like,
dude.
I don't know why, the bride said she wanted to do it when she invited people that don't
Yeah,
have a significant other.
you probably just saw it somewhere else and did that, dude. Nah, that's why I
Yeah.
never recommend it, but I've had a bride like, oh yeah, that thing would be fun. I'm like, what the
Well,
hell?
correction, not significant other, married. Like no one was married. They have a
Married.
boyfriend or girlfriend,
I mean,
but
that's the thing.
they're not married.
I say married, but I say like, or just bring your significant other, and I say if you've been married or together for this many years. So I include the non-married people, that people are just like in some relationship, but usually they're out by like 2-3 years. They're sitting down anyways, because
Yeah, but
if
yeah,
if
yeah.
you're
So
if you're together that long as an adult and you're not married, then this you're gonna start causing problems then.
that's a good. I mean, I guess that's a good way to put it. But again, it's just like when you do the the bouquet toss. You like,
Yeah.
and we like, okay, every single lady come up, and then when we see that like not a lot of people are coming up, I sometimes get on the mic and I'm like, all right, if you're single, if you're a widow, if you have a boyfriend, if you have a boyfriend,
Get a
or if
boyfriend.
you're engaged, you're still single because you're not married. So come on.
Just
So
to
that's when everybody start coming out. Like you literally need to explain every
yeah.
single scenario.
I've never even done the bouquet toss, like, never. I've never
Really?
had a wedding where that happened, yeah.
Oh
Never
yeah,
had it.
we have it
The
all the
bouquet
time.
toss or the garter toss, or,
Garter toss.
those
Oh, with
things,
garter toss,
never.
we love I love to play with the garter toss. So for garter toss, at least for us, the way we do it is we play a very like romantic song, like
Hmm.
a kind of like a stripper type of song, like the
Oh,
guy
really?
and like the
And he takes it out?
something like that. And then once he's getting really close to the bride, I stopped the music, and then people was like, whoa, 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 hold up, man. That's too fire, but I need more. I need more. And then I just play a song that like is very, very upbeat, very, very cool.
Mm,
And then there's that like they go like dancing and shit. So it's really
mm.
fun, and everybody likes it. Everybody starts laughing and like, wow. And then right after that, then we go into like, the toss of the garter toss. And then after that, we just go back to like the party or the cake immediately, because I try to get rid of like the cake, because the cake is like the most.
Yeah, cake is because now people are just skipping cake cutting. I'm like, it's the most boring thing.
Yeah, some people are like, no, we're just gonna take a picture with it, and that's it.
Yeah,
You
take a
just
picture with
keep
it.
going with the party. But there's people that they want everyone to watch them cut the cake. So
Alright, everybody,
it depends on them.
like, everybody make some noise while they cut the cake. Woo!
Yeah, and
Yeah, no,
then
that sounds like, yeah, I've never even done the garter toss, but that sounds like you guys do it a lot and you got a whole routine set up for it. But
oh
Smiley
yeah,
said, yeah. But maybe it's more, is it maybe more in the Hispanic community? Like maybe the games or just those wedding traditions are more commonly done.
no, Americans do it too.
I see it on YouTube, but I've never even had a couple like ask to do it. Like, oh, like, like, we're gonna do this, or then they cut it out or something. I've never even been on a timeline for me at all. And
Okay.
then Buddy said had a couple do flasks instead of the garter.
What's a
So
flask?
they threw flasks into at people. Those are like the things you put, those like metal things you put alcohol in, or like a small bottle of alcohol.
Oh, okay.
We do
Interesting.
cake before dinner here. Yeah, I don't even
No,
remember.
again.
Yeah.
See,
Cake. Yeah.
in the Hispanic community, once you cut the cake, that means that everybody gotta go home.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so we don't cut the
So
cake.
when do they cut at the end of the night?
Yeah,
Oh, but then
and then
nobody eats it. Then they just leave.
bro, Hispanics don't leave.
Oh, they,
Hispanics, you gotta kick them out. Yo,
got it.
if
So
there's
people, because that's
food,
the thing, you gotta eat
look,
they gotta. Then the venue has to
Hispanic,
cut the cake.
free food, free beer, bro. You gotta
Done.
kick them out.
A wrap. It's a wrap.
Yeah, free food and free beer, free alcohol. It's a wrap, bro. You have to
Free
kick them out.
Modelo's.
You know, in this, like Americans are more like, what want to say, like more respectful. They go, they do their thing, they party for a little bit. Some people leave, and so like like, but no, Hispanics like we're there. We go to party to eat for free and to drink.
Yeah.
That's our flow.
Somebody says, I like when they don't care about cake cutting, they do it on their own. Party keeps going. Yeah, I feel like
Exactly.
I think that's something we all can agree on, man. The cake cutting is just so boring, like so pointless. I'm like, yo, just, and they pay so much. I'm like, give me that, put that money from the cake into the budget for the DJ or the photographer. Like some of the people be spending thousands on a cake, dude. And it tastes like a cake. It just tastes like a mid cake.
I don't even eat cake, so
Yeah, I just like, I don't know. I've never eat the wedding cake. It just looks nice, but the inside is like basic cake. But he said I had a wedding go till 3 a.m. Wow. So he said, so yeah, they party. So I guess it was a Hispanic wedding that he's talking about.
Oh yeah,
I've never had a 3 a.m. wedding. I've never had that. 3 a.m.
And especially, well, you know what? In that sense, buddy, I agree with you in regards to, because your photographers or videographers, they're there from a certain time to a certain time. Usually, and I don't know why, I don't understand why, majority of photographers are always hired until like 9 p.m. when the party starts at 8. Like the fire starts at 8, and then at like 10 or 11 it's when it's over, but at 9 o'clock they have to leave because that's however long they got hired for. So yeah, I can see why in some majority or on some scenarios you will use the cake cutting first with dinner. I've never done it. I've never had the opportunity or the chance to have a cake cutting before dinner. It's always like dinner, then like whatever, if we do games during dinner, then we have like the party. We have a break for the cake and the garter toss and then the flower thingy, bouquet toss. So I do the bouquet toss, garter toss, and the cake all together, one after the other one, to get rid of it, and then go back to the party. But like you said, it is true. It cuts the flow. When you do the cake, it cuts the flow, and people like just after they cut the cake, everybody goes to sit down and waits for the little piece of cake to eat. And then it's really hard to get them back to dance unless they're really really drunk. Then it's really easy to get them back.
Cake is our worst enemy. Simple cake is the DJ's worst enemy.
It can be, yes. It can be.
Yeah, but no, that's why. I mean, usually the cake will be same thing for our weddings. The weddings I do is the cake will be beforehand. It won't be in the middle of the dance floor, and then they'll just like serve it, or they'll put it on a table somewhere. Oh, the cake is ready over there. Go pick it up if you want a piece of cake. That's usually how it goes.
Yeah, it's it's one of those things that it could help you, or again, it depends on the environment and the type of crowd that you have.
Yeah.
So
I think the kind of crowds that want cake cutting, they're the crowds that want games too. You'll see similar. One, if a couple is cutting out the cake cutting, they probably aren't gonna have any games at their wedding either, because they're just like, just do the basic stuff, like maybe do entrances, speeches, dinner, dancing.
Like being traditional.
No, like it's cut out. I mean, what do you? It depends what you call traditional. Like if you're really being traditional, then you're doing the garter toss, you're doing the cake cutting, you're doing the bouquet toss. You know, you're doing all those formalities, all the parent dances, first dances. But
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of streamlined stuff, like like maybe like a very shortened entrance now, right? Like just the bride and groom. They'll probably do a first dance. Maybe you not do parent dances, speeches, dinner, and dancing, and then that's it.
Hmm.
Like
So yeah,
I've done a lot of weddings like that.
I've seen like lately there's a lot of weddings or a lot of couples that are choosing to go that route to avoid so much like stoppage during
Yeah,
the whole
so many
process.
different
They
occasions. And
they're like, okay, let's do introductions, just us two, and then from that we do the first dance, then we do dinner, and after dinner, just party the whole night. We don't want to do the
it's
garter
also
toss
just
or the
to get straight to the party, get to the partying part, which
yeah, because that's literally what they're really there for,
yeah,
to
that's
just
what
party
everyone's
with the
excited
crowd.
for is drinking with their friends and family and just partying and vibing. So that's why I've seen that more and more. Like you're kind of cutting out these occasions, and then I try to when there are on let's say on that when they're leaning that direction, I try to encourage that. It's like, oh yeah, you don't need to have all these things. You don't need to do all these like extra ceremonies and cake cutting and stuff like that. If you guys don't want to, just do whatever you guys want. So I try to
Hmm.
encourage them to keep it streamlined, and then that's why I don't add going back to the games. It's like that's why like unless they bring it up, but I won't be like you guys should think about adding a game here.
But yeah, so the
But it
only
depends on the
reason,
crowd. So yeah, if you have a crowd like yours, like they're like already doing everything. They want to do garter toss, bouquet toss, cake cutting. You're like, all right, this crowd seems like one that wants to add things and add like activities. So why don't you guys do a game?
yeah. I mean, again, it all depends on what you're looking at in
Yeah.
regards to the client.
So
It's
yeah,
very
I don't think like a right. I don't think there's a right or wrong answer, but yeah,
yeah.
I think probably most people
You,
are leaning towards that.
it's like, okay, great example. At least I think, and I mean, there's no right or wrong, but for the wedding that I'm doing on the 28th, games are could become very helpful.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Couldn't or could not.
Could could
Oh, could.
be,
Okay.
yeah.
Oh, that one.
Games,
Yeah, the one you said like 6 hours of background music.
exactly. So yeah, so
But it
I'm
sounds
doing a
like that crowd is just they sound like they just want to like chill or whatever. So like the
yeah.
games for
So
them, they probably feel uncomfortable.
uh, for the 360. No, the 360 is gonna be there. It included in the package too. So we're doing the 362. It's
Because I
just
think
that
Smiley's point is like instead of he says because he said this before too about 360s, it's not a game, but it kind of like serves the purpose of a game. It's like an activity, right? Not like a game, but an activity. That I think that's what Smiley's saying is a 360 booth or a photo booth, something like
yeah.
that is some gives them something to do other
Mhm.
than just the
So
wedding
the
stuff.
the only thing with the photo booth is that at least me, my photo booth, I run it like, if it's included in my packages, it's like it's a 3 hour service. But I have my event is 6 hours.
Hmm.
So the other 3 hours, what are they gonna do? You know what I'm saying?
Smiley says run it, let them go out with that after they finish eating. So maybe open it after dinner or during dinner time or something.
I mean, at this point, I could open it literally right when people walk in, because again, they're Christians, so they don't dance. They don't do none of the stuff like a regular party. So this
Yeah,
is
yeah.
this event is a no dancing allowed event, and
Mm.
they want all the music to be instrumental, like, so it's very very different. So I thought I was like, at first in my head I was like, man, if I record this, it might be boring for, like, the viewers. But
Yeah.
at the same time, I don't think that no one has ever seen this type of event. Shit, I never done one of those for 6 hours. So I might record it and upload it just so people can see like a different type of wedding. It's very interesting to me. this event. It's very interesting.
Yeah, that's totally different.
And
Yeah.
I'm very excited to do it because it's something different. It's not something that I'm used to. I'm used to making people boom, boom, boom,
Yeah.
and this is different. This is the complete opposite. So it's fun. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's
Smiley says, same here. 360 is 3 hours. So we open it like 30 or 45 minutes after dinner. Yeah. So it seems like that's how he does it, is the 3 hours starts after dinner time. When do you usually do it then? Before, like, when do you usually have the 3 hours?
so what we do is I offer, or I tell them it's better to do it during dinner. Why? Because if we're not doing any games, at least they're done eating, they can go and use the 360 for the hour, and then after the hour of dinner, you still have 2 more hours while dancing. You dance for a little bit, you get tired, go take the 360 picture, come video, and then come back, and then keep doing that and whatever.
Yeah,
So
I like that
I
idea.
I usually do it during dinner, and like people, either while you're waiting for your table to be called, you can use a 360, or if you're one of the first tables to be called, you eat, then you're done, you have nothing to do, so go and take a video, and then you can
Yeah,
take a you can just make the line and take as many as you want.
yeah, that's a
So
good idea.
that's
Smart.
how I use it. But yeah, mine is also for 3 hours.
And Smiley said we had a quinceanera a few weeks ago. A client asked for pop instrumental only during lunch and speeches. I've had that situation during dinner. They're like, they want an instrumental, and oh my
Yeah,
god, it was so boring. I had like guests being like, because then it reflects on me. They're like, oh,
exactly,
can you play something
exactly.
more like upbeat? And I was like, oh shit. So then I switched it, because I was like, I played it. They heard that I played it, but then I switched it
Uh-huh.
up because I'm like, now this is getting too much, and like, if people are literally basically complaining to me that this is
Uh-huh.
boring, then
So
I switch it up.
that also happened to me. The client asked for, and during dinner, she wanted jazz music for a quince, jazz
Mm,
music,
yeah, yeah.
and a couple of people came up to me like, "Hey, you think you could play something more upbeat? Like, this is like really kind of boring." And then
Yeah.
I was like, I would love to, but unfortunately, this is what strictly what the client wanted, and I have to go with what they said. So that's the thing, though. They think that it's us, and it's not us. It's just
Yeah.
what it was said during the event. And I told the client, like, look, before, like, on our conversations, I was like, look, having this type of instrumental, especially specifically jazz, that's for, like, I don't want to
Old
be rude,
people.
but that's for old people. Like, you have a quince.
No, it's not. This is a quinceanera. Like, you could say
Yeah,
that. Like, we're
exactly.
talking like
It's a
people in their
quinceañera, but
60s.
you
This is
want
a
jazz. You
quinceanera.
want jazz music. The
Yeah.
only, and I kid you not, the only person enjoying it was this black guy, and he was in his, like, I want to say late 50s. He was the only one enjoying it. Everybody else was just like,
Everyone's like, "What the hell?" No, but that's
yeah,
why I think, unless it's you've talked this client, she's like really OCD, like type A, really like hardcore, and you're like, if I change anything, she's gonna be pissed. What I would do, and what I do is I'll play that for like 15 minutes and make sure, like, okay, it's obvious that I played it, the client has heard it, and then I'll just switch out of it. If the person's like, I get the vibe she's like a chill type of bride, or a birthday girl or something. But if it's someone that's like, you have to play this, like, and she's like super OCD about stuff, then I'm not gonna take any risks. I'm playing with what you telling me, and so that you don't get pissed off. Buddy says, I tell people that it's a mix for dinner and cocktail. You do a bit of everything, upbeat music. Yeah, I think upbeat's the way to go. And like, I think Nick Spinelli is the one who
but
always talks
yeah,
about this.
but
Is like,
what
you
if,
want to make dinner upbeat.
that's fine, but what if the client specifically just wants a certain type of music?
Like I said, I'll switch it up. I'll switch it up unless this client is like a really, like, this whole time has been really like overbearing, and I'm like, she's gonna get mad if I
So,
switch it. But I'll
but
just switch it up because it
but
fits the
so
vibe better.
after your conversation with the client, and she tells you strictly to just play that specific type of music, you'll change it at the event.
No, I mean, it depends. Like, if she's like, if she tells me, I want you to play this and I don't want you to change it, like, no matter what. Like, if she's telling me stuff like that. But if it's something where she just, she put on the timeline, oh, we want like jazz music, like she just writes jazz music there, then I'll
Mhm.
I'll play it a little bit, but unless she specifically said, I want jazz and I don't want you to change it, and this is really important to me for this, then I'm
But,
gonna play it.
but that's part of the conversation that you would already had
No,
with the
I don't
client.
go into that. I don't go into that detail. If like let's say the cocktail playlist, I say put a playlist or like put a genre of music that you like here, and then I said okay, I see your playlist here. I do the same thing for dinner where it's like if they're like okay, I see that you put these genres or something here. I said yes, okay, cool. Then I'll just move on past that.
I mean,
So
at least for me, if I see jazz on your thing, I'm gonna ask. I'm like, are you sure you want jazz? Like,
so you're saying you asked her and then she was like
yeah,
what she's like I want jazz like I
yeah.
really want jazz.
I want specifically. I want jazz music during dinner. Like that's
Yeah,
what
I
she
mean,
said.
I think it just depends how the conversation was and how like if she was just saying, "Yeah, that's correct, I want jazz," versus no, like, do you have to play jazz? Like, and she's a very, like I said, overbearing type A type of bride. Oh, no, let's see
Yeah.
these comments though. There's a bunch of them. Oh wait, Smiley first said, "So we played upbeat instrumental pop music. I thought it sounded cool. The venue put us at the preferred vendor. Said we brought a different vibe." Well, that's funny. So the music that the client wanted got you. They said that you had a different vibe because of that. That's what,
So
sometimes it can work
for
out.
dinner, again, I'm usually doing Hispanic weddings and Hispanic events, and I usually play Latin pop for dinner because it's upbeat, but it's also like kind of like a sing along type of songs, but upbeat, and it's nice to eat. It's nice to eat with it, so it just works perfectly.
Yeah.
And yeah,
But he said I had a couple tell us that we had a lit cocktail hour. I think that's great, man, because cocktail hour is cocktail hour, right? People are drinking, so I think
I,
you want to have some upbeat, like you don't want just like that jazz or yacht rock or whatever, like boring old stuff. Oh, this one's not working. Is it working for you if you click the next one?
no, you clicked it. Wait, hold up. You
Oh, there
don't.
we
You
go.
can't.
Okay.
See it? Oh,
I couldn't see it. It was weird. We were on the balcony. We had 10 Rockville RF6s on the posts of the balconies to each side to wash the floor. Oh, nice. Yeah, that's nice. When you have a balcony, you could put equipment or lighting up there to kind of wash the dance floor. I've had people.
that's a crazy, bro. Sometimes when you go to an event and they don't tell you like it's on the second floor and you taking subs, bro,
Yeah,
that don't happen to me. Whoo.
you probably carry it on top of your head.
Yeah, we literally
I've
like
had, but he says
I'll
I've
just
had people dancing at dinner. Have to get a good groove. Yeah, I haven't had anyone like dancing at dinner yet. But I don't get that lit.
they had to be really they had to be like already, like
Yeah,
spiced up, but they were
but I feel
dancing
like
already.
if you set the vibe, if you set the vibes from the cocktail hour, and people drink more there, and then they've just been waiting, and then dinner you can't keep it going, with the danceable kind of music. I could see that
Yeah.
happening, and definitely dope when they dance during dinner. Hispanics hard to get them dancing during dinner. Yeah, so it sounds like people are
Oh
more
yeah, no.
focused on the food.
Hell yeah. Hispanics are like they're good. Dinner time is dinner time. They eat. They eat. It's not that easy.
No, it's funny,
All
dude.
right. Oh,
Look, we reached our time for today.
yes, but it was a great topic.
Great
Um,
discussion.
yeah, it was a great discussion. It was actually fun. It was funner than I thought it was gonna be. I thought it was gonna be like we were gonna run out of like
It's fun.
something to talk about because it was
Fun,
like
not
very.
cringe. Next week
But
we'll see what the
yeah,
topic is. But we're thinking about maybe doing Serato versus virtual DJ. If anybody here doesn't use Serato, uses something else.
yeah. So
So we'll
Shay and
see.
we both have downloaded Virtual DJ, and we'll
Yeah,
play with it for a little bit and
yeah.
see
Let's check it
what we
out.
like.
But
With.
we're Serato users, right? You use Serato too,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely. We'll see what we come up with for next week. If you guys want us to talk about something, put it down in the comments down below, and we'll probably make it happen for it next week. But for now, we're out. Thank you guys for your time, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace.
Peace.